So, perhaps it would be good to pay glowing tribute to our very own Lawrence Mlenga. If you've just joined us, let's just show you the numbers compared to his Congolese counterpart, Monga Ndala, as to what he was able to do in that game. Probably bringing the conversation about sweeper keeper and whether or not we have sweeper keepers in our league and how important it is. Look at his success rate in terms of long passes. 5 landed on his teammates or on the target, and he only failed to meet his target once. Short passes 1/1, not too many, but 100% record there. He made 2 saves and he faced 7 shots in this game. On the other hand, Monga Ndala, Congolese international, only managed to land 1 pass out of 9 he made in that game. And the short passes, he got 4 out of 4, 1 save, and also faced 7 shots. So the issue about sweeper keeper become real. But I was very impressed with Lawrence. And yes, under 23, I'm happy that we've got such a player to probably think about for Olympic Games situation going forward. But yeah, sweeper keeper. We haven't exported a keeper in 14 years, by the way. The last goalkeeper to leave the Zambian league for a foreign league was Kennedy Mwen, 14 years ago.
Yeah, I think in this modern generation, a goalkeeper has to be a part of the defensive build-up. If a goalkeeper is not being involved, you see that the defenders will just be putting that ball forward. For example, you have two strikers harassing 4 defenders, not 4 plus the goalkeeper himself 5. You play long. Why? Against 2, meaning the goalkeeper is not participating. But if we can be having goalkeepers participating in those build-up from the back, I think it
Did you play with any sweeper keeper in your career?
In my career, no. I think.
Okay, what was the excuse? Okay, what was the excuse?
The back pass.
The back pass. Before there was no back pass. You remember there was no back pass. There was a back pass. You give a back pass to the goalkeeper. Picks the ball. Yeah. So now after it was abolished, I think the goalkeepers to try and adjust. It was taking so long.
How have we adjusted Vespa? Did you ever play with a super keeper in your time in this country, or maybe when you went abroad?
Yeah, when I was in China, yes, it was there, because we had the I don't know how I can call those coaches, where I can put them, but you could see that they were more experienced, whereby if you meet the goalkeeper maybe after training, he even tell you to say, today it was something else, because from the goalkeeper training we came to play the 4 against the 2, something like that, because they were involved even when we are playing the 4 against 2. It's not only when you are just with the
So what was your experience in Zambia?
In Zambia, I came some
before you left. Let's talk about before you left.
Before I left, it was difficult in Zite, especially whereby that the back pass issue, and because we are now changing from the back pass to
I think the other problem, I think maybe it's with us. Sometimes you find a coach not talking about there's a footwork. All you are concentrating on
to get involved
just
in
for the goalkeepers to be diving.
Yeah,
because the game as a goalkeeper.
So are you blaming the players? You play.
No, we also ask ourselves that what are the goalkeeper coaches doing to these goalkeepers? Because not only in this game we saw goalkeepers making mistakes in Zite, whereby he gets the ball, he passes to the opponent, they attack and they score them. But it comes to what are these goalkeeper coaches doing? Were they doing the same, or maybe because sometimes the players will say, I saw it, the coach Vamapichita, which sometimes ngatachana. So you ask yourself, the best we can do for our goalkeepers, I think we have to maybe do a lot for the goalkeeper, maybe having even courses for goalkeeper coaching courses, because most of the course, the goalkeepers, you find them, we are together. The goalkeeper coach will not say, I'm not a goalkeeper coach. He will come in a course to say, I've come for a course. I'm a coach. To see, so maybe there are some, even our friends in Europe, it happens, you find that there are courses whereby goalkeepers have gone for a refresher course for goalkeeping. But for us here in Zambia, I think if we try to maybe remember when we had such trainings for the goalkeeper trainers, I think it's a long time. So we need that, so that maybe we can try and improve on what our goalkeepers are doing. Are they doing the right thing? Are they in the right track where we want them to be? You know. So I think we need more of maybe goalkeeping courses, so that we can also improve.
I'm just thinking. The last time Kalililo kicked the ball, I think it's what, 4 years now, and he was number 2. And what was keeping him at the national team was his footwork. Is because he could pass, he could use his feet.
Yeah.
Okay, and towards the end, I think what was letting him down was the handling.
Yeah, the handling.
But after all is said and done, do you see any firm number 2 who is closer to Kennedy Mwene? He's able to serve, he's able to play with his feet. Because the only time I see a Zambian goalkeeper receiving the back passes, probably Kennedy Mwene, and he even calls for it.
Yeah, if you see the way Kennedy Mwene, I'm sure, is used because of where he's playing now. Look at the way Sundowns play. Even the time that he was at Free State, you would see him, he's playing as like he's a number 6.
He's part
you
of
see,
the number 6,
yeah, he's
the defender.
He's even calling for the ball. Later, gets the ball, switches play. Gets the ball, switches play. If he's under pressure, he takes it out. But I wanted to talk about this. I was watching one training session, this goalkeeper trainer. I really wanted to see what the goalkeepers, do. So they were doing the slaloms. The goalkeeper goes over the slaloms, chop, 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 chop. The goalkeeper trainer passes the ball. The goalkeeper hits first time. Goes the other side, same, hits first time. After training, I was asking the goalkeeper trainer, what were you working on? I thought he was going to tell me that he was working on the goalkeeper clearing that ball to the number 9. And then he told me we were working on the footwork. I said, footwork? Because if it's footwork, I'm sure you pass the ball to the goalkeeper, control, pass to the next player, passes back, maybe run with the ball a bit, give a pass. That's footwork. But what they were doing was clearing. You give the back pass, he clears.
Yeah,
and then you say, we train them to footwork.
Is this the part where players don't follow instructions?
If you remember Zite, we had the late Ifo Chavarame, he used to play sometimes even in a league. There's
number 9.
A league where he scored 9 goals.
And he played in South America, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember he scored 2 goals against Power at Arthur Davis. Yes. He was playing number 9.
Even
he was being marked by
he scored also. I think he scored 2 goals. You could see that he was an attacking goalkeeper who can also play inside and also being in the goals. I'm sure we need a lot of that, apart from Jacob Banda, whom we can see that he can also call for the ball, being part of the players inside. Unlike some of these goalkeepers, I'm sure no wonder we are complaining Zite of Zambia, even at the national team level. Sometimes we start the game and we play long balls. You know, long balls are always killing us. And some of these teams you've seen who have goalkeepers who are not attacking goalkeepers, they always like doing that. You get the ball, you always want to play number 9 there, unlike maybe you just start, especially when you have confidence with your goalkeeper who is also involved in the play.
Yeah, I think what Coach Vespa is talking about here is what we talked about Lusaka Dynamos making crosses. There is no one to attack the ball. You see, a fullback gets a ball from the goalkeeper. There's no one coming short to come and receive the ball. Why hit it? Turn back, give it to the goalkeeper, switch play, and start a build-up from there. But it's not happening. Why? Because the goalkeeper doesn't even want the ball to come to him. I mean, very difficult for defenders to play again because the goalkeeper is not involved.
So, what do we do? Yeah, because I'm thinking, do you have any tangible competition? Kalililo quit football, what, four years ago, I think? Yeah, so do we have any tangible competition for Mwene? And Mwene is the last export we made 14 years ago. And in the last 14 years, we have not made a goalkeeper that has been noticed internationally.
Yeah, I think if you can recall, Zite, Kennedy and Kalililo, I think they were together for some time. Kennedy first choice, sometimes Kalililo was first choice, Kennedy assisting, or Kennedy first choice, and vice versa. They stayed for a long time. But look, from the time that Kalililo retired, who's the second choice to Kennedy? I don't even know now if you ask me. Oh, is it? I thought it was Toaster. I don't know.
Or Toaster?
It has been changing. Today it's the Toaster, tomorrow Racha, the other day Meow. They've just been changing.
But are they competing on quality grounds? All these goalkeepers that we're talking about?
Yeah, that's where we have difficulties, Zita, because if you look at Toaster himself, we talk about him. Is he good in footwork? Is he involved when they start the ball? How is Zanaco building up if he's in the transition itself from the keeper, midfield, and the up front? Is the keeper involved? Because most of the times you find that the keeper will get the ball. The next thing is to look up. Who is next is the number 9. He hit the long ball. But I think if we can have the Toaster who can be involved, start also with the ball, maybe try to move. Sometimes you may find the game will even finish. A goalkeeper can't even cross the 18.
But I ask this because you hardly see defenders or players during the game. It's tight, it's closed, you're being pressed. And sometimes it's a medium press. You can play back to the keeper, start again, and try to open up new space. We don't see that. So, which one is it? Are our goalkeepers principally to blame, or the coaches are allowing it, or the keepers can't simply do it and that's why the coaches don't want to take a risk? Because I'm just thinking, you're on the touchline, you see your goalkeeper doing that, or you see your team turning over possession because he was mistrusting of a goalkeeper, he didn't want to play back.
I think I'll take the third one. Sometimes these goalkeepers, me as a coach, I'm leading 1-0. We are playing, back pass to the goalkeeper, tries to control the ball, miscontrols, have problems, or maybe you almost concede. Obviously, as a coach, I'll just stand up. Next time they give you a back pass, just hit the ball. Or I'll tell my defenders, don't give him the ball. You see, that's the thing.
You keep playing him week in, week out. So what problem are you solving?
Maybe I'll say is our best defensive goalkeepers, Coach Vespa said. They are defensive goalkeepers and attacking goalkeepers. Maybe it's the best.